I can't breathe. I have migraines, numbness, weight loss. I live with it every day. What I'm suffering from is an anxiety disorder.
Have you ever found yourself in a crowded place, maybe stuck in traffic or crammed into an elevator, only to suddenly feel someone rubbing against you? At first, you might dismiss it as a simple accident, but when it happens repeatedly, you realize it's anything but innocent. This unsettling experience could be the work of someone with fetishistic disorder. Individuals with this condition derive intense sexual pleasure from rubbing up against strangers, often in crowded environments like subways, concerts, or busy streets. It's not just a case of being overly touchy, it's a deeply inappropriate behavior that crosses all boundaries. Sadly, this disorder is more common than you might think, especially among men. Research suggests that up to 30% of men might have engaged in such behavior at some point in their lives, mistaking it for smoothness when, in reality, it's just plain wrong. Moving on to a different kind of behavior, imagine living with someone who has kleptomania. You've finally found the perfect roommate, but after just a week of living together, you notice that more than half of your belongings are mysteriously missing. Even the most random items, like your toothbrush or a pair of socks, have disappeared. One day, while cleaning, you stumble upon a bag hidden under your roommate's bed, and inside it, you find all your missing items, things that your roommate has no real use for. Kleptomania is a severe mental condition where a person feels an irresistible urge to steal, not because they need the items or can't afford them, but simply because the act of stealing itself is thrilling. It's like their brain constantly urges them to take things that aren't theirs, and while they might feel a brief sense of relief or pleasure after the theft, guilt and shame usually follow. Despite the stolen items having no real value to them, the act of taking them provides a temporary, yet powerful satisfaction. Now, let's talk about conversion disorder, a condition where emotional pain manifests as physical symptoms. Instead of just feeling heartbroken after a breakup, someone with conversion disorder might suddenly become paralyzed, go blind, or lose their ability to speak. These symptoms are very real to the person, even though there's no medical explanation. It's as if the brain, overwhelmed by stress, triggers physical ailments instead of processing emotions. This disorder can be distressing and confusing, both for the person experiencing it and their loved ones, as the symptoms are often sudden and severe. Speaking of inexplicable, have you ever encountered someone who just loves to argue for the sake of it?
Fed up with this babysitting you. It's a quarter to 8.
No matter what you say, they'll find a way to disagree. This might be more than just a stubborn personality. It could be oppositional defiant disorder, ODD. This childhood behavioral disorder is characterized by frequent temper tantrums, excessive arguing with adults, and a deliberate attempt to annoy others. Imagine a child who seems to have made it their life's mission to oppose everything you say, no matter how trivial. If you say the sky is blue, they'll argue it's green just to get a rise out of you. The disorder often makes them feel like they've won even when they haven't, leading to endless cycles of frustration for everyone involved. Fortunately, most children with ODD eventually outgrow it, especially with the help of therapy that focuses on managing anger and improving social skills. Imagine walking through a peaceful park when someone nearby suddenly erupts in an intense fit of rage. This could be an example of intermittent explosive disorder, IED, where individuals have sudden, extreme outbursts of anger that are way out of proportion to the situation. It's like living with a volcano inside that could erupt at any moment, causing chaos. People with IED might lose control over something as minor as being cut off in traffic. Their extreme reactions can be frightening and lead to serious problems in their personal and professional lives. Identifying triggers and learning de-escalation techniques is crucial, as the damage caused by these outbursts can be hard to repair. Now, imagine your brain as a timekeeper, but instead of keeping a consistent schedule, it's all over the place. This is what life is like for someone with circadian rhythm sleep-wake disorder. Your internal clock, which is supposed to tell you when to sleep, eat, and wake up, is completely out of sync with the rest of the world. You might find yourself going to bed at 3 a.m. and waking up at noon, which can wreak havoc on your daily life, especially when the world around you operates on a 9-to-5 schedule. On the flip side, some people with this disorder go to bed too early and wake up long before everyone else, which can also lead to significant disruptions in their routine. The disorder often develops due to factors like frequent travel across time zones, pulling all-nighters, or binge-watching the Speedy Secrets channel on YouTube, all of which confuse your internal clock and make it difficult to maintain a regular sleep schedule. Now, let's delve into a more unsettling disorder: exhibitionist disorder. Imagine driving home one day and suddenly encounter a female exposing in public. It's a disturbing and shocking sight, but for someone with exhibitionist disorder, this isn't just a one-time incident. This condition involves a compulsive urge to expose one's genitals to unsuspecting strangers, often for the thrill of shocking or embarrassing them. Though it might begin during adolescence, it's far from harmless. It's illegal, inappropriate, and can have serious consequences for both the person with the disorder and their victims. The behavior is typically driven by a need for attention or a misguided attempt to assert control, but it's a deeply harmful way to fulfill those desires. Now, picture walking into a funhouse of mirrors where every reflection distorts your body. For someone with anorexia disorder, no matter how thin they get, they still see themselves as overweight. Anorexia is like having a relentless body critic in your head, leading to self-starvation and severe health issues. It often starts in the teenage years, a time already filled with insecurities, and can result in serious complications, even death, as the body deteriorates from lack of nutrition. Now, let's consider fetishistic disorder. Imagine it's your anniversary, and while your partner surprises you with a fancy dinner, your idea of the perfect gift is another pair of fuzzy neon green socks with rubber ducks. For someone with this disorder, certain objects or non-genital body parts become the center of sexual attraction. Without those socks, you might not even find your partner attractive. This fixation can strain relationships and cause confusion or distress for both individuals involved. Understanding these disorders reveals just how complex the human mind can be. They each cause significant distress, yet with the right support, many can be managed. By recognizing these conditions, we can offer better support and foster a more compassionate society. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the Speedy Secrets for more gripping content. Your support helps us continue to bring you in-depth stories like these. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.